Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Wednesday, January 28th, 2026. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister of the Sunshine Cathedral. With me today are Bishop Robert Griffin, my husband, Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, and Reverend Kevin Tisdall. We are the Queer God Squad. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about us.
Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There is no streaming TV show like this in the entire world.
In 2026, we are celebrating the 41st anniversary of Hotspots magazine, with Queer News Tonight sharing over 11,000 stories and 11 million views so far.
We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies. We are proud to announce that Hotspots Happen Out is a beneficiary of the Florida AIDS Walk. Funds raised will be matched dollar for dollar in support of Hotspots Happening Out HIV policy reform and educational programs, including the MSM conference. We invite you to join Team Sunshine Cathedral in this initiative. Join us on March 21st to walk in support of the HIV community and along the Sunshine Cathedral team.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. Homosexuality in China, not all beer and Skittles. Homosexuality in China exists in a state of visibility without recognition. That's a quote. While decriminalized in 1997 and removed from the official list of mental illnesses in 2001, the LGBTQ+ community remains legally invisible. Same-sex marriage and adoption are not recognized, and the state largely follows a triple no policy: no approval, no disapproval, and no promotion. This creates a profound tension between modern identity and traditional Confucian-influenced values. The cultural mandate to continue the family lineage exerts immense pressure on individuals, often leading to double lives, closeted living, or sham marriages. Furthermore, recent years have seen a tightening of social control, including the censorship of queer content online. Despite this shrinking space for activism, younger generations in urban hubs show significantly higher levels of acceptance. The future of the community remains a delicate balance between a resilient youth culture and a government that prioritizes traditional social stability over individual rights. You're talking about China. You're talking about a communist country where everyone is supposed to conform, and under this kind of communism, and this is really a dictatorship kind of communism. It's not a pure communism. I don't think we've ever seen it on this planet. But that notwithstanding, the government still controls everything that their people do. And look at the year that things changed in China, 1997. 1997, the United States of America wasn't even thinking about ensuring that we were going to have the rights that we should have been born with, those inalienable rights. It's not peaches and cream over there. What I say earlier, it's not beer and Skittles over there, because there's still things that are happening. The educational ministry in China back in 2021 said that the men were becoming too effeminized. And they instructed schools to start making the boys more masculine. Football was one of the things that they needed the boys to play. They even hired retired athletes to come in and machoize the boys. So while China is trying to do the right thing with LGBTQ rights on a level that may be equivalent to what we're doing in the States, as far as I can see. They still got a long way to go. And we talked about it some time ago about urban areas being the hub for change. When the youth in urban areas get together, they are more powerful and they move the country forward a little bit faster than you would expect in rural areas. So yay for the urban youth, yay for China deciding in 1997 to decriminalize LGBTQ activity. And hey, United States, come on.
One, if there are professional athletes wanting to masculinize people, I volunteer. To be masculinized.
I was going to ask you which way.
To be masculinized. Give it your best shot. 2, I really would like some beer and Skittles right now. And 3, I'm not here at all for that triple no policy.
Yeah.
Because that sounds a lot like Don't Ask, Don't Tell, which was a disaster. And it sounds like a kind and gentle way of doing a non-kind, non-gentle thing, which is erasure.
Yeah.
And so I think that's because you wind up having to live a secret, and secrets cause shame, and shame ruins lives. So you got to do better. You got to do better. But that it's not criminalized. That's a step, and that means that you can build on that. But and the youth are always the hope for the future, because they're the ones who's going to have a future. So when they get excited and energized, that's great. But no matter the form of government. And I realize that China, it's not just a communist government. It's an ancient society, historically Confucian, and Confucius was a philosopher who was very, very, very concerned about social order, and a part of that social order was strong families. So there would be a bias against anything that wasn't mom, pop, and some kids, and taking care of granny when she's old, and that's Confucian ethics. And so now that not everyone is wired that way, apparently that did not occur to him. And so there's these traditions of the society has to be orderly, and the family has to come first, and then of course there's the government on top of that. But regardless of the religious or philosophical or political climate that says this is why we want a thing, there's always going to be someone who doesn't fit into that. And their innate wholeness and their innate goodness and their reality, there has to be room for that. There just has to be room for that, and for that person to live their life without shame. So thank you for your baby steps. Keep stepping. And that's the same for the U.S., by the way.
For a group of people to come from behind the iron wall, if you will, to where they are now and stepping out there more and more, kudos to them. You're talking about living in a society that we probably will not fit in quite well, but to yet have these young folks, and I'm not seeing the photos pop up, but young folks leading the way to this revolution. And I think it's one of those reminders that regardless as to where you find yourself in the movement, just be a part of it and keep the movement going regardless of your age, because it will make a difference in the long run.
Right. It really is up to the young people. I mean, it seems everywhere here in the U.S., in China, other countries, it's the young people that are really leading the way. And Rev Kev, when you said triple no policy, no approval, no disapproval, no promotion, that kind of struck me. You know what I mean? It struck me as like invisibility. Invisibility. But I'll bet these young people are not going to stay invisible for long. Not going to happen.
Nope.
And that's today with the Queer God Squad.
Before we go, I want to invite you to check our Performing Arts series in January 2026. Very soon, we will enjoy the antics of actor, singer, comic, drag artist Varla Jean on January the 24th.
Then on January 30th, Miss Richfield, 1981, will bring her offbeat brand of hilarity to South Florida.
On January 31st, the beautiful voice and charming style of Ann Steele is back. Headliner of concerts, clubs, and cruises, Ann makes audiences fall in love with her and her angelic voice, sense of humor, and heart-touching storytelling. Information about these performances and performers, as well as tickets to their shows, can be found at sunshinecathedral.org/arts.
On Saturday, February 7th at 8 p.m., you'll want to catch selections from the musical Pearly.
And on February 13th, we'll be featuring Jay Rodriguez live. An OG Queer Eye for the Straight Guy star, cabaret performer, and musical theater actor will be right here in Fort Lauderdale at 8 p.m. Saturday, February 13th.
Finally, on February 28th, Adrian McGrady will be performing a range of musical styles, from jazz to electronic, on 5 different kinds of flute.
And remember, all of those can be found at sunshinecathedral.org/arts for your tickets. And you can also get an add-on for the Cathedral Pub. The Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts offers the Cathedral Pub experience. The Cathedral Pub offers performance attendees an inviting space to gather and connect with friends prior to the show, or a place to be while waiting for the doors to open. Guests enjoy live music, beverages, and appetizers in a comfortable meet and greet environment while they await the start of their performance. On show nights, the Cathedral Pub opens an hour before each performance and closes 15 minutes before the show starts. Entry to the Cathedral Pub requires a separate purchase from your seat ticket, and the link can be found on the seat selection page. Be sure to purchase before checking out. There's a limited number of people who can get pub passes, so don't delay.
Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ community is talking about. Please like and share this and other episodes of the Queer God Squad.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that we're all in this together. Also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad.